Man.
Wow.
Look at my
yeah.
I'm definitely happy.
Welcome to the Pivot.
Oh yeah, we are here live. Everyone's here, right?
Yep.
We're,
We got the
this is-
squad.
we got the whole squad back. This is the Welcome Emmy Back edition of the Pivot. We are in week 4, right, of the NFL season.
Yep.
This is episode 5 since we did a preview soon, and we are the Pivot featuring the Juice, brought to you by Vast Bank and Crypto, and executively produced by Toby Biocchini. How are you guys?
Doing good?
Great.
How's Emmy? Emmy, you good?
I'm good.
Well,
Happy to be back.
Well, welcome back. Sorry about the scheduling conflict last week. Emmy actually came back to do the show. So she was here ready to go.
It's probably good that she wasn't associated with last week's show. Just based on the results.
Emmy, we
right?
she
Can't take any blame.
we didn't do well last week.
No.
Oh no.
We got
Maybe
last
because
place.
I wasn't here.
It
Could
definitely
Probably
could
what
be
it was.
because you weren't here. But we got Emmy back. We got a few new noises. One of my favorites. Another. Yeah, so if we're ready. We have one more new noise too, right? Oh, yes. For everybody, in case you forget not to laugh.
Yep.
So
Got prepared for all the jokes.
Anyway, we'll start off with doing a little hindsight 2020. As the Juice mentioned, it was not our best showing. Juice, take us through last week.
I mean, the show's title says it all, right? I mean,
Yep. Rock
we
bottom.
literally hit rock bottom last week.
We're hoping this is rock bottom,
Well, that's
as in
As-
every
as-
addict's life.
as Jared so burst my bubble. I was like, "This is the worst week we've ever had." No, actually, we've had worse weeks. So, I guess we can go more than rock bottom.
I think you weren't involved in the 72-point week, right, or whatever from last year.
Last year we had a 54-point week.
That's impossible. You can score.
Yeah, we did it. So it is possible.
You can score 54.
What little listeners we had have already left the show after this.
I feel much better about our situation. We find ourselves sitting 11th in Ray's league. The standings are out.
Oh, sweet.
Toby, the Biocchini, executive producer, needs his props. He's sitting in second.
Nice.
The rest of us Julio and I are in the teens, so we're in the top half. So excited. We got 14 weeks left, though, right? 14 or 15? We got 15 weeks left.
Yeah.
Yeah, 15.
So
yeah.
plenty of time to get back on it. Are you Hockey 12? Congrats. You're sitting in the one hole right now. Not familiar with you, but if you want to make yourself known to me, we can talk about you on the show. But congrats. Good job, Ray, holding up the bottom of the end of the late.
Is he in last?
He's in 34th.
Oh, wow.
Greg, our buddy Greg, is in last, but since you mentioned it, he probably appreciate that we get a shout out to him. So anyway, before we jump in it, how's life? Any life events we need to talk about or anything like that?
Not really. No.
Emmy, anything new? You're about a year out from being married.
Yes.
Okay, Dallas is
Still
good.
engaged. Still flying. I didn't even have time to change before I got here.
It's not a
living in
costume.
Dallas.
She is.
She's the flight attendant.
She is a flight attendant. That's not for the show.
I think next week we should have a little timer for Emmy's wedding.
Yes.
In the bottom corner.
Yeah.
The 2-year.
That could go.
Did he
on,
give
yeah,
you any
good
picks
Lord.
this week? Did you guys get to talk shop at all?
Oh yeah, I got it all.
Okay,
All
well,
right.
save it. Save
Save
So
it.
we'll
Because
be-
we're going to
Yeah.
need any bit of help we can get.
Do we want to see what the Millionaire Maker lineup looked like last week?
let's do it.
Hold on. Give it to us.
All right. Last week, the quarterback of the Millionaire Maker lineup was Lamar Jackson.
That's a good pick.
Fournette for Tampa Bay.
Shook him off the
Pierce
cash lineup.
for Houston.
Shook him off the cash lineup.
Lazard for Green Bay.
Interesting.
Devontae Smith, who had a big week this past week.
he did.
Jalen Waddle. Mark Andrews. Mac
I was
Hollins.
going to say Mac Hollins' name.
for the Raiders and then the Jaguars.
So what's the total score?
The total score was 210, which
Wow.
is low
That's
for a
very low.
for a
Good
millionaire
job
maker.
for that guy. He didn't.
He's $1 million richer.
Yeah. We won the Thursday night Millie Maker. We split it.
You did?
Yes, the Showdown Classic that was in the group chat.
Oh, that's right, you did. So wait, You guys collectively got $1 million out of it.
No, we did not.
Oh, okay.
I probably would not be here right now.
We'd be in Barcelona.
Yeah, we would be.
Scouting out
I'd be
locations
traveling
for,
the coast of
for Emmy's wedding.
Clearly, I'd be on the coast of Italy right now if I had won $1 million.
Naturally.
Yeah, it'd be the natural fit.
You'd be in the Amalfi Coast, no?
It's a group of us, but the prize was the whole prize was split 39,000. So there's a bunch of winners.
Oh, okay. All right.
That's still cool, though.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
We'll take it. Anyway, so are we ready to start talking about 50-cent pieces?
Yeah.
Are
Yeah.
we ready to break? Are we got anything else to discuss about last week, or we want to reminisce about our?
No, I'd like to move on.
Okay.
Yeah, last week is
Well, let's do it then. This is the segment of the show where we discuss the games, the NFL that will go over 50 points. Obviously, in creating our builds, we like to find out where the points are going to come from first. And Juice, this is your segment where you make us guess. Well, all the segments are where we guess, and we usually guess wrong. Jared, go ahead and say Jacksonville, whatever, as your guess for the 50-cent piece.
that's what it is. It's Jacksonville, Philadelphia.
It's
I was gonna say before you guys guess this, and I want to see what kind of listeners you've been over the last couple of weeks. This will be the shortest 50-cent piece segment of the year.
Oh, really?
So one?
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
And I probably nailed it.
No, he didn't. Buffalo, Baltimore.
correct.
Thank you.
Matt has it. Yes,
What's the Jacksonville?
it's one of the
Philadelphia?
higher totals. That's 46.
Is that your prediction to go over 50?
Oh yeah, it'll go over 50.
So mine was the Jets Cincinnati, and I can't remember what the score was of that game last week. Did it go over 50? It was like 30 to something at one point.
I don't know. I can't remember.
I don't think
can't
so.
remember.
I don't think we got quite there. Anyway,
I stopped watching football pretty early on last
I
Sunday.
should have. I should have because it was a bad week.
well, so we're gonna have to be creative this
Well,
week.
but there's
huh?
a couple games that are interesting.
We're coming out of one of the lowest scoring fantasy weeks in the history of DFS.
It was.
Yeah.
They said actually that the so far this season it's been the lowest scoring DFS 3-week span start of season ever.
Wow.
So scores have been low.
We gotta
But
find it.
there's a couple games that are close to 50-cent pieces. You probably wouldn't have thought this, but Browns Falcons.
I actually like that game.
47
Really?
and a
I think
half.
playing in Atlanta, if that game was a reverse and was playing in Cleveland, I would take like 15 points off the total. But
Correct.
for some reason, playing in Atlanta, I feel like that's actually a good game.
Another game that's got a higher total, Seahawks Lions. 48. Played in a dome as well.
Even though
With all
the
the injured
Lions don't
Lions.
have a wide receiver to throw to.
Yeah,
Geno Smith, sneaky good season.
he really has been pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm glad you brought that up. Do you think that Pete Carroll might have been ahead of the curve on this one? And what I mean by this is that he's throwing the ball a lot more this year.
Who, Geno?
Seattle.
Yeah.
Last year, they were not throwing the ball very much.
Well,
And Russell's looked awful.
the
in
Denver San Francisco
He has
game
not looked good.
So maybe he was ahead of the curve.
Was unwatchable. Can we agree
maybe,
on that?
Maybe Carroll saw something that
Yeah.
we didn't.
I like Geno Smith as a fantasy quarterback, by the way.
I mean, Metcalf and Lockett are now sort of relevant.
I
And
traditionally
yes.
dumpster dive for my quarterbacks. So
Lockett's got 11 targets last 2 weeks.
who does?
Lockett.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like him this week too.
Metcalf, I think, almost had another touchdown. They call it back.
They're coming back. They're
Real
making
quick,
their
we
way.
do have a question.
Quick question.
We do have a
Jamal
question.
Williams and Mike Williams for AJ Brown, full PPR. Whose side wins?
Ooh.
Jamal Williams and Mike Williams.
These guys come up with good trades.
I wouldn't do it. I mean,
You wouldn't trade for AJ Brown?
well, let me think about this. I think Jamal will see.
He's great this week. Great play this week.
Yeah, he's a good play this week.
I think Mike Williams has slowed down. I like him as a red zone target, but as just a blow up every week guy, he's just not
No.
going to be there.
And
Where
AJ Brown
is a
has
blow up
been-
every week guy. He's
Yeah.
just, I mean,
Super consistent
I
this
wouldn't
year.
say he's blown up every week guy, but he's in the mix to blow up every week. Is that fair?
I think that's fair.
I think it's easy to count on AJ Brown for 10
I think
points.
he's definitely top 10 wide receiver.
I think
Yeah.
he's the best player of the three
Yeah.
by far.
right. So if
We
you
always
could
say
afford-
get the best player.
I would get it. I'd take AJ Brown.
I take
Yeah,
AJ Brown.
I would too.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's switch over. Next, our next guessing game is we guess the chalk. The chalk is the most highly anticipated plays of the week, where our resources. Who are we using as our resource?
Roto Grinders.
Rotor.
Can I say something though, real quick?
Sure.
I think this might be part of the reason why we didn't do that well last week, because our show was Tuesday.
Yeah.
And we
Lot
didn't
change.
have a lot. We didn't have as much information Tuesday.
I much prefer building the lineups later in the week.
I do too.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to say that.
I mean, any good excuse is a good one. Is a good
Exactly.
excuse. I mean, we need them.
But yeah, should we start with Emmy since she's been gone the longest?
Yeah,
Should
Emmy.
we
Yep.
guess a
Let's
chalk?
do it.
Emmy, you know this game. We try to guess who the public is playing at each position. So
Oh yeah. Okay.
Quarterback.
give us who you think the most popular quarterback this week is going to be.
Jalen Hurts.
I mean, that's not a bad guess. I mean,
Not a bad guess at
I'm
all.
not going to say what place because
we're doing places here.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Allen.
Okay.
I think that's the.
Trevor Lawrence. I don't know why you're laughing. It's a great play.
It's just because it's your play. I got to use it early.
I don't even have him in any of my season-long fantasy teams.
I don't have my readers.
just like him.
It's unfortunate because I've
You should
really
have
gotta
told us
scroll
who
down.
your DFS build was before the the show.
I will.
You
I will
could've
say
been
this.
surprised.
Trevor Lawrence is in the top 30.
Oh, good. Sweet.
yeah.
Almost got it.
Good job.
I was close.
Josh Allen was number 1,
Thank you.
and Jalen Hurts was number
Hold on.
3.
Emmy. Oh, we got to get one for Emmy, too.
Well, what place was what you guessed Hurts? What place was he?
Nobody.
Third.
Third.
So
Okay.
Allen and Hurts. Where was Lawrence officially?
Top 30 at least.
He's just behind Davis Mills and right in front of Cooper Rush.
How could he be there when he had
So
a
it sounds like your team's could be low owned. That's good.
perfect?
Yeah.
That's a millionaire maker winner.
I will say this.
Break down
He's got a good salary.
Who's the rest of
Yeah,
the top 5?
that's what I was thinking. Everybody else would see.
Daniel Jones is number 2.
Okay, that's an interesting.
Oh my God, really?
He's on the board, right? In permanent
I don't
marker?
ever want
I would argue that Trevor Lawrence should be number 2
Right.
over Daniel Jones.
They're only $300 difference,
Yes.
and you've got somewhat consistency from Lawrence.
I
And
would
think
play.
it's a much higher scoring game.
If it makes you feel better, I'd play Lawrence over Jones. Does that make you feel better?
You'd play Lawrence. Yeah, that makes me feel great. Daniel Jones has never scored 20 fantasy points this season yet, and that's stupid. That's silly. Putting him number 2.
Okay.
Doesn't
3
make
was
any
Hurts.
Yeah. Lamar Jackson's 4th. Kyler's 5th. Marcus Mariota's 6th.
He's coming on. He's another sneaky good start.
Mariota?
Yeah.
Geno Smith is right behind Mariota.
Gino and Mariota, they're the 18 points guys. If you need 18 points, put them in.
Yep.
Derek Carr, Herbert, and then Jared Goff.
Okay.
Jared Goff was my next choice.
That was your next guess? I like it.
Top 10.
That's okay. We're going to switch over. We're going to use we'll keep it with the Wii sound for the transitions.
Knowing this group,
Running backs can be tough.
I think number 1 will be very obvious. I think the top 5, no one will get them.
Number 1 will be very obvious.
Well, with the exception of Emmy, she usually does pretty well.
Emmy, you want to start her off then? Who's your favorite running back this week?
I think that I don't know how to say it. Saquon Barkley.
Saquon Barkley?
Yeah,
Saquon
okay.
Barkley.
All right.
Who's my guess? He said obvious. I don't like when he adds in his own hint.
I think I might get it.
Go ahead then.
Jamal Williams.
Yeah, good job.
Okay, wow. I'll go with Henry just since he didn't say Henry. Was Henry in the top 5?
He's not.
I just did it for Jared.
Henry is almost as good of a choice as
Trevor Lawrence.
Josh Jacobs is number 2.
Wow.
Really? Okay.
Damian Pierce is 3rd.
Okay, he makes sense.
Connor's 4th. Ramondre Stevenson is 5th. And then Saquon Barkley is 6th. McCaffrey, Eckler, Gibson, and Taylor round out the top 10.
Okay.
And just outside are Montgomery and Penny.
It's a little bit different with not
Penny.
having these high-scoring games.
Yeah.
The chalk isn't as clear. Okay, switch over. Wide receiver.
I'm going to go out on a limb.
And say we don't get anybody?
I'm going to say that number 1, no one will guess it.
Okay.
Ooh. I'll start us off this time. I'm going to go so nobody would guess it. Duvernay. It's a random guess. Emmy, you got a guess at wide receiver?
George Pickens.
Ooh.
You guys are going off the grid here.
You said no one's gonna get it, so we're getting a little fancy with it. I think people are gonna be chasing him, and he's still cheap. Maybe Mac Hollins. No? Well,
God, you guys
We're bad
just
at
blew
this.
this one. You know what? Let's go another round. I
right.
want to see where you guys are at on this. This is fascinating.
all right. Let's see. Emmy, you have another one?
I don't.
Amen.
St. Brown?
The sun god. We call him the
We
sun
refer
god.
to him as sun god around here. I'll go Derek London. I'm doing the Jared thing. I'm guessing my lineup.
God, I have no idea.
Is his
I'm
name
gonna
even
go,
Derek? It's not Derek London,
I'll
right?
give a hint.
It's
I'll give
London.
I'll give a hint. One of the top 3 guys has been mentioned already within the chat.
Wow, in the chat,
in the chat. All right, so then it's
Mike Williams.
like it's AJ Brown.
Oh, I still got it.
There was only one left at
I
that
still
point.
got it
Oh,
wrong.
man. This is just a brutal week. All right.
Hey, that's in the game that I like.
You want the top 5?
Yes.
Top 10. Let's go top 10.
Give us the top 10.
CeeDee Lamb is number 1.
Wow, he's cheap. He's fairly priced.
Stephon Diggs is 2nd. That makes sense.
Yep.
AJ Brown is 3rd. Drake London is 4th. Brandon Cooks is 5th.
Hey, I got in the top 5.
Did you say London?
I did. I called him
Oh, you
Derek
did.
London.
Yep, he did say
Well,
London
there-
now.
That's why.
Okay.
Richie James, Zay Jones, Cortland
I
Sutton,
like Zay Jones.
Jerry Jeudy, Tyler Lockett, DJ Moore.
Okay.
All
And
right.
then just outside of the top 10 is George Pickens.
Wow. See, I would. Hey, good job. Good job, Emmy.
Man, I've been killing it today.
You have been.
Appreciate that.
I think she's been the best so far this week.
Oh wait, I
don't
didn't mean
think
to hit
that's
that. I didn't mean to hit
It's
that.
insulting.
I don't know why that just came up.
It's very disrespectful.
Okay, I meant to hit the transition, but there we go.
There we go.
Okay.
Tight end. What? Let me guess. No, we're not going to get it.
I think I might get it.
Go, Jared.
No, we got to get Emmy first.
No, you go first. Emmy will get in there. Well, you were firing with confidence.
Tyler Conklin.
No.
He's cheap
well, I'm
and-
just not going to say anything. Just go. Just go.
He's cheap.
Nah.
Lots of targets.
I am not laughing at your guess. I'm laughing that you have gotten his name correct this week.
I
from
know.
last
That
week.
was kind of what I was laughing
Yes.
at, too.
It's not Conklin.
I'm going to go with Higby. No, okay. That was. We need a cricket sound.
Yeah, we do. Yeah,
We
cricket sound be
definitely
good.
need to add a cricket sound. Emmy, help us out here.
Mark Andrews.
Good guess. He's number 4.
Uh,
Evan Ingram is number 1.
oh wow!
Oh, my God.
God, Jacksonville. I mean,
Yep.
they're showing you the build there,
Yep.
Jared.
Pat Fryermuth is 2nd.
Ooh, I love Pat.
Kyle Pitts is 3rd.
Love Pitts.
Andrews, Hawkinson, Daniel Bellinger for the Giants.
Never heard of him.
Dallas Goddard, Zach Ertz, and then Darren Waller.
Dallas Goddard looked good.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good run back with your Jacksonville team, right?
Yeah.
But you're playing. You
I was
like-
playing.
Conklin is in the top
Conklin.
15. He's right
Yeah.
there.
He's cheap. Super
Okay.
cheap.
Well, good job, us. I don't know that we did that good a job.
No,
but
you did not. It was not a good job.
Well, some of us got some stuff
I mean,
right.
speak for yourself.
yeah, I mean that's true. Okay, so next, as we start discussing our DFS build, by the way, I'll remind the listeners that we are in Rays League. Rays League comprised of the Sunday Monday slate. What are the Sunday night Monday games like this week, Julio? Any special notes on those?
Well, the Chiefs Buccaneers is included.
Okay.
It's a 45-point total. And then the Monday night game is the Rams Niners.
Okay. And the Minnesota game is not on the slate, right?
It is not. It's in London.
Correct. It's
Sunday morning.
It's an early morning
Yes.
kickoff. Okay.
And then we got the Bengals,
Miami
Dolphins
tonight. I'm excited
So
for
a
that.
lot,
Yeah, I'm
like a
gonna-
lot of receivers are kind of off the board.
We'll play some showdowns tonight.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
might even give you a showdown lineup before the show's over. Let's see what happens. Okay, so any lock and loads? Anybody we have to squeeze in the lineup this week? Starting with you, producer.
I mean, he was the number 1 targeted running back, but I think he's in a pretty safe spot to say he's a lock and load Jamal Williams.
I fairly agree with that. The matchup, the fact that their receivers are hurt, that Swift is hurt. He's just somebody that I think they know they can count on.
Yeah, I feel like he's going to get a lot of usage.
I think Reynolds will get a lot of usage also, but I think Williams will get most of the goal line carries. Juice, what do you think of that as a lock and load?
I agree with you both. I really kind of want Amon-Ra St. Brown to play. Just even if he's a decoy, because if he's not there, I mean, I don't know who they're going to throw the ball to.
I don't know either.
Hopefully
So-
Jamal Williams.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I don't know if Jamal Williams is good enough to just be the focal point of the offense. You know what I mean? Like I think they need some pieces around him. I'd feel more comfortable if Amon-Ra St. Brown was playing.
Their only healthy wide receiver that is kind of known is Khalif Raymond.
Right.
Even DJ Chark is banged up this
Yeah.
week.
Right. Tom Kennedy did put up some numbers when he played last year. I mean, so he's proven to be reliable in some form.
But I agree. I think for Rays League we should build around Jamal Williams.
So are we running it back with anybody off of Jamal Williams, or we talked about Tyler Lockett having 11 targets last week? Is that?
Yeah, and he's only 5,900 this week. I definitely wouldn't.
I mean, Jamal
be
Williams
opposed
is
to
a standalone player. I'm not opposed to that
Yeah,
either.
that's same thing.
What do you think, Juice?
I mean, it's a pretty high total.
I also like Penny off that game.
I like the receivers in the dome. I know that I just really feel like they are able to run better routes, and the numbers seem to go up when their domes involved. I like Lockett the best in this one. I just think he's going to get a lot of targets. I think they're going to throw a lot.
I think they're both good plays, Metcalf and Lockett. I think we're definitely going to need the $900
So
this week.
And Lockett is the cheaper, correct?
Yes,
Yeah.
correct.
And he's gotten more targets so far this year.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he's a fair.
Lockett.
I think he's a safe floor start, right?
Yeah.
Give him the safe floor.
Yeah.
Okay. Generally, we start talking about favorite stacks. Emmy, did you come with a favorite wide receiver quarterback stack this week?
No.
You liked Hurts though, right?
Yeah, I do like Jalen Hurts.
So
but
you could go AJ Brown or Goddard with that stack.
absolutely.
Yeah, I love it. What about you, Jared? What's your favorite stack?
I really like the Trevor Lawrence, Christian Kirk, and Zay Jones stack. Zay Jones is only $4,300, and
Remind the fans who Jacksonville's playing.
Jacksonville they're playing Philadelphia.
Okay.
I feel like it could be a high-scoring game. Juice mentioned that there might be a weather concern, so if that comes into play,
Yeah,
maybe.
I mean, I don't know if it's a huge deal right now. It's something to monitor for sure.
So game script, you're thinking they're going to be behind and lots of
Yes,
points.
I feel like they're going to be throwing the ball a lot.
They moved the ball on
Jacksonville.
pretty much everybody they played.
Yeah,
So,
and Trevor Lawrence has looked really good. I think it was 2 weeks ago he had like 15 consecutive passes that were caught.
and you're running that back with AJ Brown.
I would run him back with AJ Brown if we have the room for it.
Okay.
That means with Lockett we'd be using all our wide receiver spots in the flex with that if we did that.
I'm going to sell you Julio. My favorite being, and I'm just going with what's worked for everybody except me, Lamar Jackson and Andrews.
It's hard to go against Lamar Jackson right now.
I think that's the high. Vegas has that being the highest scoring game. We all know Buffalo's exhausted. He's running around everybody. He's having an MVP year. He's trying to get himself $1 billion contract. It's tough. He's expensive.
Yep.
It's tough for me. Not the running element of it is so much. Even though Buffalo is ranked the number one defense against quarterbacks, so we're kind of going against the math. Whereas Allen's only $100 more, and he's going against the 31st ranked defense. Allen is obviously going to be. They're both going to be very highly owned. Hurts is $100 cheaper. Mahomes is in the 8,000. There's four $8,000 quarterbacks this week, which is kind of unusual.
Yeah.
So
The thing about Lamar Jackson too, though, is you could just play him by himself. He's rushed over 100 yards the last 2 weeks.
I don't know that there's a reason to play him by himself this week with the high scoring total. I would play him with Devernay is I think a good play. Also, you could do the double stack. Devernay's very cheap, averaging 14 points a game, but he's very touchdown dependent. Correct?
Yeah.
I think all the receivers are, with the
Yeah.
exception of Mark Andrews.
There's nobody's going to be 10 catches for 150 yards, right? Maybe Andrews, but yeah.
I completely agree with you. You have to remember, Rays League, we're trying to build a lineup that's going to win against 34 other lineups.
Right.
We don't have to go completely off the board. Like, it's not a milli maker we're trying to win.
I think Jacksonville is a good play. I think Jacksonville is a very good bigger tournament field play.
I will tell
Would
you-
you agree with that, Jared?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with you, Matt. I do. I will tell you that my lineup in Rays League, I'm going to be playing a Mariota lineup.
It's hard.
But
I think-
again, I'm doing things differently. So
So Jared, this game, this comes under your name. you got three quarterbacks. You've heard all three arguments.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I want to hear who you'd vote.
It'd be a toss-up between Trevor Lawrence and Lamar Jackson for me. Mariota's been good. I just,
He's 18. I mean, for what you have to pay for him, you're almost guaranteed he pays off. I mean, he just especially
it's just a really good scoring environment this week in the Dome in Atlanta.
Yeah.
He can run as well.
I like London in this matchup too.
Yeah.
So going to get a little cheaper if we go Atlanta. We get a little more expensive if we go. What do you want to do, Juice, for this lineup?
I'd like to play Lamar and play Andrews, is what I'd like to do.
And run it back with Singletary. Singletary had a ton of targets last week.
What if we tried to get Diggs in this?
I'm afraid that Diggs is spent. I heard an interview with him. He had full body cramps. That was just they have more time off than Miami does, but I'm a little nervous about Diggs.
I'm not so nervous about Diggs.
You want to try to get Diggs in?
I
like it.
I guess I'm just not. I'm not. What I'm trying to say is I'm just not that nervous about Buffalo in general. I think they'll be. It was like
we're going to be playing dirt the rest of the team.
Get our defense in, and there were some plays that we could.
I like McKenzie.
I like
what I saw last week.
You okay with that?
Yeah.
That's a lot less money, and if Gabriel Davis is out, which they're talking, he very well could be. He scored two out of 3 games. Also, he scored touchdown, and he's not touchdown dependent. He definitely gets more action.
This last week was definitely the most action. He got 9 targets, 1 touchdown, 76 yards.
Yeah, and that Davis being banged up.
Banged up.
I think McKenzie is the one they're going to try to push a little harder this week because you don't want your star dying on the field, like physically hurting himself because he hasn't had enough recovery time. I don't know. I'm nervous about Diggs this week, but I can understand why you guys want to play him. Let's try saving a little money. I think playing Diggs, it would be hard to make a lineup with 3,300 even with.
So we could do Zay Jones. He's 4,300.
I love Zay Jones
on the wide receiver spot. That it's a little bit under the salary, but we got left, and then we should have more after we get our cheap D in.
Let's pick cheap D and we'll come back to it. How about that? I'm going to leave McKenzie in right now, but we can come back to it and see if we can work Diggs in. Julio, you got a cheap D that you like?
I do.
This is where we usually were when our first season. This is what kept us in the games at times. I've had defense has been a complete crapshoot this year, right? I mean, there's no defense that's dominating. The Bills' defense had been good, but they got exposed last week.
Yep.
There's a few defenses averaging a higher than 10. The Buccaneers is averaging a ton of points, by the way.
They're 2,700.
I mean, I don't know about against Kansas City.
I'm just telling you who's averaging well. There's not very many that are over 10 points. Bills, Tampa Bay, I think Miami, who's not on the slate.
I actually really like Houston this week, especially if Herbert's...
or even if he does play, he's playing injured for sure.
I like Detroit.
I like Detroit. I think
like high-scoring games don't necessarily deter me from playing a defense. Like there's just more opportunities for them to get a pick six.
I think Hutchinson could have 3 sacks himself, right? Hutchinson could put 6 points, fantasy points together on his own.
They could pick off Geno.
We're playing him with Jamal Williams.
Yeah, I think pairing him up with Jamal makes a lot of sense. It's fairly cheap. That would be my recommendation for defense.
Okay, I like this so far.
We could run it back, Jamal with Tyler Lockett. I think we said already.
Yep.
So that leaves us, if I'm right, $4,900.
That's what I have.
Yep.
Okay.
And I like the Zay Jones play. I tried to put Zay Jones in my lineup. I've heard. Is that a producer insertion? Is he a must play this week?
No, we don't have to play him. It just makes a lot of sense. He's only $4,200. Last week he got 11 targets. Week 2 he had 4, but week 1 he had 9. He could very easily outperform his cost.
I agree with that.
Duvernay's there too at 4,100.
I like them both, to be honest.
Yeah.
There's
a lot of good receivers in this range, I think.
In my lineup, I'm playing both Duvernay and Andrews.
Duvernay has been good, but it's almost fluky how good he's been because he doesn't get a lot of attention. It's like 2 targets last week and I think 4 the week before, but on that week he even returned a touchdown or returned a punt for a touchdown, so that's where some of his points came from.
Another guy I kind of like in this price range is Romeo Dubs.
Yeah, he's Line Star's best value play this week.
Really?
Yeah, he's getting almost 10 targets a game at 4,200, 4,300. I'm going to put Zay in. If we put Zay in and we leave McKenzie in, we could try to get A.J. Brown running it back.
It's going to be tough.
You think so?
So we got 5,250 left for 2 spots. Flex
Wanna
running back.
see what it does to us.
I mean, we'd have to play a $3,100 running back.
Okay, well, maybe that's not going to work.
I guess it's
So-
actually impossible.
It's not impossible. It's just
I don't
not
know. No,
optimal.
cheapest running back
Yeah,
is
it's
4,000.
Yeah.
It is
we
actually
can't-
impossible.
You're right,
It's
you're right.
technically impossible.
It is.
Okay, so we're not going to be running it back with Brown. What
Nope.
What about Devontae Smith? How expensive is he?
Let's see here. Which he also had a great game last week. He's 5,800, so it's probably doable. He's questionable for some reason.
Nothing like a yapping Yorkie in the background that's not even yours, right?
I was wondering.
Yeah, that's.
If that was the.
He is
dime.
questionable this week, and that leaves absolutely no running back to play. Oh, we could play Caleb. We could play both Detroit running backs. That would be great. Okay, tell me who we were going to play in the flex, guys. We don't have to run it back with Zay Jones, right? We could leave him as a one-off. Thoughts?
We don't have to run it back with Zay Jones. I mean, his value. I mean, I feel like he'll easily pay off.
Juice, what are you thinking here?
In a game where they're most likely going to have to pass a lot, it just makes
They
a
just
lot
have
of
a lot
sense
of
for me.
targets.
Yeah.
That's what scares me. Is they have a lot of guys that chop up. The
I mean,
targets.
he's gotten a lot of targets. It's hard to.
I like him. I had him in my lineup to play. I think he's a good play. Just whether or not he fits in the lineup is the question.
I mean, here's the deal. I like at running back. There's a couple of guys I like in the $5,000 range. See what y'all think.
Herbert has to be a consideration. Right?
Well, I think Montgomery's going to play,
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that screws that play up.
but I like Brees Hall.
Okay.
I know we've poo-pooed ATN, but dude, he's gotten some targets lately. 3 targets. He's looking a little bit more involved recently.
I see it.
I
know-
like Ramondre Stevenson quite a bit. I mean, you could almost play Ramondre and then, run it back with Romeo Dobbs. But I mean, I do like Zay Jones maybe a little bit better. His floor is a little bit higher. I don't know. I'm kind of
I'm a little nervous about how many points Jacksonville puts up against Philadelphia.
see that's my concern too. It's either going to be a really competitive game, or I think Philly is just going to run away with it. But I would say Ramondre Stevenson is probably who I like the most at running back this week in that price range. I just never am a fan of Josh Jacobs, but he's very popular, and he got 6 targets this past week, which is kind of unheard of for him. But
Yep.
Who got the 6 targets?
Josh
Josh
Jacobs.
Jacobs.
And I've always thought he could catch the ball out of the backfield. I've never understood why they didn't throw it to him. But anyway, I would say if we did Stevenson, that would leave us 5,300 at the flex.
I have 5,000 because I put in Dobbs. So you're leaving Zay Jones in?
I'm leaving Zay Jones in.
Okay. I like Zay. And that leaves us with
5,300.
definitely don't want to play Dobbins.
No.
Definitely don't want to play DJ Moore. Definitely can't play Harris. Yeah, it's an interesting price point.
Yeah, it really is. It's a tough price point is what it is.
Yeah.
What running back do you guys put in? Stevenson?
We put in
Yeah.
Stevenson.
I'm looking to see a receiver if there's even a little bit cheaper we can go to.
In which spot?
Flex, right?
Instead of Zay, even.
Go instead of Zay?
Just looking. Not saying we have to. No, there's really nobody I like.
And this is a tough week.
Yes, it is.
See, like paying up a quarterback, it really
really hurt.
It hurts you everywhere else.
Do you want to try it? I mean, we've never done this mid-show. Do you want to try it with Mariota? You're just not believing in Mariota at all?
I'll do it. I mean, I won't be excited about it though.
You're not gonna be. Well, we want you excited about your team. You got to laugh at it. He's a lot cheaper.
He's a lot cheaper. So do we have? So we'd probably want to get London in here
That's what I'm thinking, or Pitts, right?
or Pitts.
Do you like? And then, I mean, I like that game running it back with one of the Cleveland running backs too.
What if we I mean, this.
I mean,
Hear me out. What if we subbed out Lamar for Trevor Lawrence?
I love it.
Give him what he wants. Now we're playing to the producer.
Now, time out. This is one of the exemptions.
Okay.
Sure. But if he does great, I get to keep it. I get to keep my. How many do I have? I have 4. Is that right?
I think it was 3. And if Emmy, he's using an exemption, you will determine next week if he gets to keep the exemption based on how the exemption does. So you're the vote on that.
All right. Sounds good.
Julie and I could be mean, so we're gonna have the nice person make the call. Okay, so Trevor Lawrence, we're
that
hold
opens
on
up
everything.
so much.
blowing up the lineup here.
Blowing it up.
You said I don't ever use that sound. See,
There it is.
okay. T. Lawrence, Zay Jones, running it back with Brown, AJ Brown.
Okay, let's time out. Let's reset here. Let's reset here
before we get too crazy.
Let's
I'm clearing the whole lineup out.
bring it all back.
So I'm going to
okay?
keep the D at least, and
Yeah.
then Zay Jones.
Let's keep Jamal Williams in.
Yeah.
Okay,
Let's
hold
take
on.
Zay Jones out. I don't feel like we need to play Zay Jones at this point.
Who are you going to pair him up with then? Kirk?
We could go Evan Ingram or Kirk. Evan Ingram is the number one projected owned tight end this week.
For a
And he's
reason.
cheap.
He's cheap.
He's
Yeah.
dirt cheap. I mean, this is a much cheaper bill.
I'm even taking out Lockett for now. Let's just kind of. So I've got Lawrence, Williams,
In Detroit Lions.
Evan Ingram, and Lions.
I put AJ Brown in.
Okay,
You guys.
That's fine.
Yep.
I mean, if we're going to play this lineup, I think we have
Yeah.
to play.
Let's go.
I got to find the right Williams. Look at all those Williams running backs.
Yeah. And make sure
There's
you.
a lot of them.
It's a good point. Make sure you click the right one.
There's plenty of them. Okay, so I've got Lawrence, Williams, AJ Brown, Ingram. I like this, right? Okay.
Yeah.
And we have so much more flexibility. And so are we going to continue with the Detroit defense?
Yeah.
Yep. We'll leave that there.
Okay. Let's see.
I sort of like.
I want to do. I mean, I'm forcing myself in it. I like one of the Cleveland running backs this week. I think one of them's going to have a good game at Atlanta.
The problem with I do too, but Chubb is fairly expensive.
He's
$7,900.
actually really expensive.
I don't love any of the high priced running backs this week.
Not even Barkley at home against Chicago.
I mean, 8Ks. He's really got to do a lot to pay that off.
Yeah. It's such a tough running back year.
I mean, we could run back Jamal with either DK or Lockett.
Okay, I think Lockett is somebody we've all agreed is a
Yep. I like Lockett.
well placed.
And I'm not saying we should play him, but I do think Derrick Henry's going to have a good week this week.
Okay, we got that noted.
We could just knock out 2 exemptions in 1 week.
Breaking news:
It was the Colts that he got that 3 touchdown, 179-yard game.
Jared likes Derrick Henry. He always tears up the Colts. He really does. I mean,
We don't have to. I'm not trying to get him in there. I'm just saying. It's a good play.
I like it. Noted. What do you think, Juice? We got a lot of money here. We got a lot of choices. A lot of
We do.
flexibility with this lineup. A lot more flexibility than what we were dealing with in the last lineup.
I mean, I like Drake London a lot.
I do too. Now, can we run him back with a? We don't like a.
Well, how much is Kareem?
Hunt is like
See, I don't love that price tag.
6, right? Yeah, 6.
I feel like if he doesn't get in the box, we're done.
Yeah, he's definitely that price is definitely in zone dependent. But I think there's a very good chance he scores a touchdown. I do like London playing in this dome, though. What about Cooper? Running
Yeah, I was thinking Cooper myself.
in the dome. This is like his hometown. This is basically his home game, right?
Yeah. And, I mean, now we've got options at running back that are better.
Kareem Hunt,
James Conner.
James Conner.
Who did you put in at flex?
I put in Cooper at flex right now so far. We did a London Cooper semi stack, small
Like a
stack.
skinny stack.
Skinny stack, if we're going to use the proper words.
Yeah. Is there any other defense we like that's cheaper?
I was
Houston
going to say, yeah, let's try putting Houston in there just for fun.
saves us $400. We can get. I mean, we can go up to Najee Harris now, but I mean, I don't really like Najee Harris.
I mean, I don't mind the
I mean-
Patriots D at 2,300. Does that help at all?
That would get us up to Fournette.
Uncle Lenny?
His
I mean-
usage has been insane.
To be honest, Najee Harris against the Jets is not a bad play.
Yeah, it's not. I just
his best games are ahead of him though, right?
Yeah, I guess they are. I mean, he's done the same thing every week almost.
No
which
Javonte
isn't-
Williams left?
I'd play him. This is if he's ever going to have a breakout game. This is
It's
going
this
to be
one, right?
It's going to be tonight, this week, right?
He's got to be low owned too because he's just disappointed people over and over again. So
I'll play Javonte. I have
will-
no problem.
I will
if
do
you
it
guys
too.
are on board, I'm on board. The first week he had 8 targets.
Yeah,
I mean, that's got to be a pretty. If they're going to ever score points again, we'd hope it's this week, right?
yeah. He's gotten targets every week.
I love Javonte.
I do too. Sad that he hasn't gotten his explosive game yet.
That app opens up some other defenses too. We could play the Ravens. We could play the Titans.
We're also forgetting about two guys, Cordero Patterson and James Robinson.
I like both those guys.
I like Robinson. I
don't know about Philly, though.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Is it might not play into his game script this
Right.
game.
I agree. And like you said, Etienne's coming on a little more each week.
Maybe it's a sneaky ATN week.
How much is he? ETN.
It's 5,400.
It's not terrible.
If we do ATN, I kind of like this a little bit. This
How do
is
we
a
spell
little bit
it?
different.
How do we spell Etienne?
I just put ET and then he's usually like on the top.
There he is.
Oh, baby doll.
And that you heard the baby doll.
What are you checking out? The
Yeah,
flex?
we could play
Yeah, we could play Mark Andrews in the flex. Get a
Yeah.
little piece of that Buffalo game.
Ooh, I like that.
I like that too.
So we're not running it back. No Cleveland run back.
No.
Nah.
Just play London on.
I mean,
its
we
own.
could run it back with Lockett. Instead of Lockett, we could play Cooper.
I kind of like that too.
Sure. If you guys think Cooper's gonna have a better game than Lockett this week,
I do think Cooper will have a big game this week. He has his ceiling is just so much bigger.
I think
than
I
Lockett's.
think the receiver tree is more concentrated in Cleveland. I mean, it's like 50-50 with Seattle.
that leaves us without a defense we can play though. What did we change?
we went to Houston.
But I've got.
Oh wait,
I've
I
got
must be missing
Lawrence,
something.
So we're gonna play Lawrence and Etienne.
Yeah.
I've got Lawrence, Etienne, Williams, A.J. Brown, Cooper, London, Ingram, Andrews.
See, what I like about this,
you took out Javonte Williams.
No, I've got Lawrence, Etienne, Javonte Williams.
That looks like a different. That doesn't look like Javonte Williams.
Are you talking about?
I didn't.
I can't.
Are we talking?
I didn't know. I'm talking Jamal Williams.
Oh, Jamal.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Jamal. Sorry.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, now I was
Remember,
saying it
make
wrong.
sure you got the
I
right
was saying it
Williams
wrong.
in.
That's we did it already.
Remember, you got the right Jay Williams in. You got to remember that.
There he is. Okay.
Yep.
So that leaves us enough for a D. Okay. Yeah. Now we actually have choices at D. I kind of like. Who do you like at D?
I mean, if I don't mind Houston. I think Herbert's banged up, man.
Yep.
He is banged up.
Well, what about this? Instead of London, we go back to Lockett, since he makes sense on this team.
Okay, I can go for that.
And that gives us. We can go Buccaneers. We can go Bears. I like the Bears.
So here's
Let's
what
go
I
Bears at Giants.
here's what I have. I have Lawrence, Jamal Williams, Etienne, AJ Brown, Amari Cooper, London, Evan Ingram, and then I have Mark Andrews at tight end.
And I took Lockett. I put Lockett in for London. but it's up to you
Okay.
guys.
That's fine. So you want to just basically do Cooper naked, right? Which is fine. And then Lockett, we're doing
Actually-
little skinny stack.
I'd rather do Jamal naked. Let's bring London back. Okay.
I'm very confused now.
Okay. Back to what we had. Back to what Julio just said.
Okay.
I've got exactly what Julio said.
Lawrence, Jamal Williams,
Etienne,
Etienne, AJ Brown,
Cooper, London.
Ingram, Andrews, Texans. Is there anyone at the flex we would prefer over Andrews? Because we have choices here.
I'm getting
Pittman,
Texas in. Okay.
Andrews. No.
No, I'd say, yeah, I like Mark Andrews the most here.
I absolutely do.
Even if I scroll down a bit.
What
I
about
like it.
no love for Mike Evans coming back?
No love. I'd rather miss a big Mike Evans game than try to be on top of it.
Okay. And okay.
I like it.
I like Andrews better.
I like it. Listen. Took us a minute to get there.
This is a different lineup, but I like it.
What do you think, producer?
I like it. I think the only thing that I'd be questionable on is ETN, but I can see it and it makes sense.
I think we could get a lot of dump offs, right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking is the game script I think would play more into
Yeah.
ATN because if it's a real shootout and they're playing from behind, they are going to get him involved in the passing game.
He's due a big game too. He's due a
He's due.
touchdown.
and he's still already
the first week
very
he had
involved
two
in.
plays to him that they designed. That of course he missed, but they were designing red zone plays for him. So I like it.
Yep, I like it.
And one last thing about last week, I don't want to bring up Bass, but last week we had Tua. The Bills ran 90 plays, and the Dolphins ran 39.
Yes,
Oh
that
my
made it really
God.
hard for Tua.
I mean,
Yeah.
oh my God, dude! It was just a disaster. Anyway, so
yes, we
Y'all
can.
have some questions.
Oh, we do.
yeah, we do.
Hit him, Julio. Read it to us.
So should trade Russ and Evans for Mariota and Amari?
Russ.
Russ.
I'm assuming that's Mike
Evans for Mariota and Amari.
God, man,
I like both Mariota and Amari.
I would rather have Mariota and Amari. I think.
I think at this point, yeah, Russ.
Because you got to
Russ,
remember, Amari's going to be getting Deshaun Watson back every week. Is a little bit closer.
Mm-hmm.
I would do it. If you're getting Mariota and Amari, I would pull the trigger on that.
I like the next question comes from Sam. Curtis Samuel or Terry McLaurin week 4 full PPR.
I would do Curtis Samuel.
Me too.
I mean, wow. I'm going to go the opposite. I'm going to say McLaurin, but I can understand Samuel's got the targets.
Yeah, he's got a lot of
It
targets.
just seems like he kind of seems like the Debo Samuel.
Do I
of the
trade?
Redskins.
And then Seahawks came back and said, "Do I trade Russ for Brady?"
I don't really want either side of
You might go look and see what's on the waiver wire. and-
that.
Yeah.
See if
There's gotta be a
Garoppolo's
quarterback.
available
There's
or
gotta be a
something.
quarterback you can stream. Like you can just pick up week to week. I don't love either of those guys this year.
No.
They just look old finally.
I like it. I like what we came up with. Thanks for the questions, guys, as always.
Yeah.
Anything else as we round this up? Thank you, Emmy, for being here.
I think that's it. I don't
We
have
hit
anything
right
else.
about the hour mark right here, right?
Yeah, close to it. Yeah.
Let's do some of our guesses then. Give me your favorite quarterback over 8,000 because there's 5 of them, I think.
Favorite quarterback over 8,000.
Who's going to score the most out of the 8,000 boys this week?
Um,
I'm going to go with
Lamar Jackson.
yeah.
I mean, I'd have to agree with you.
What do you think, Juice?
I'll go with Josh Allen.
Okay. Emmy, who do you think?
Josh Allen sounds
Okay.
good to me.
Okay. Running back under 6.
Running back under 6. I had one.
I'm going to go Hunt because he's right at the 6.
I honestly think Penny's going to have a pretty good game.
Okay. He's due a good game.
They're against Detroit, who is, I believe, the worst ranked defense or second worst ranked
Against the
defense
rush.
against the run.
I like it.
He's 4,900.
Juice?
I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with our boy ATN.
Yeah,
I feel like he's gonna explode this week.
I hope so. I have him in a lot of season-long teams.
Yeah,
so that'd
I
make
can
me
see
feel
it.
a lot better. Okay, let's go. Let's go back to the top shelf. Receiver over 7. Favorite receiver over 7.
Favorite receiver over 7. I'm gonna go with Diggs.
Oh, that was mine.
Oh, sorry, Emmy. Took it.
I'm gonna go. I think AJ Brown's due a big week.
I do too, but
I hope so.
It's hard
in
to
our
go
lineup.
against Diggs this week, in my opinion. But
Everybody, they all three like Diggs. Wow.
he's so expensive. He's
Yeah.
$8,400. It's hard. It's hard to fit him in, and then say you want to play Allen. It's almost impossible.
Yeah, you're just
hard.
gonna be playing a lot of Zay Jones
yeah.
and a lot
Yep.
of Duvernay, right?
Yeah.
Okay, best receiver under 5.
Best receiver under 5. I'm gonna go with.
I'm gonna go Duvernay. I just think they have a big offensive production this week. There's a lot of good ones though.
Yeah, there is. I'm gonna stick with Zay Jones.
Yeah,
I feel
good.
very confident
You
in
almost
Zay
have. You're
Jones.
kind of that's on brand this week.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I'm gonna go with Elijah Moore.
Oh wow, you got a cheap receiver, Emmy?
Yeah, George Pickens.
Oh yes, okay.
Yeah.
Big week. He's coming on. He looked in the Thursday night game. He definitely looked like a bigger part of the offense than.
Yeah, he's only 3,800 too. So I mean, if that pays off, it pays off.
I just
Real
think
nicely.
Elijah with Zach Wilson coming back, he was kind of his
So
main,
Zach Wilson is back.
Yeah,
Okay.
he was his main guy, and I feel he's fairly cheap, so I like him getting some targets.
Okay, we're not going to do. Let's do tight end under 5. So there's a lot of 4,000.
Tyler Conklin.
You want to try that again?
Tyler Conklin.
Tyler Conklin is great. I like him this week. I actually have him in my lineup.
He's never gotten less than 7 targets in a week, and he's
But
only
he's-
$3,600.
He's got a different quarterback this week though.
It was Zach Wilson would probably make him better, right?
I-
Maybe. I'm gonna hope so. No. You like Flacco more than
I don't
Zach
think Zach
Wilson?
Wilson is making anybody better. He might throw at him more.
Okay, well there you go. That's better.
Okay. What about you, Juice? You got a tight end you like?
Yeah,
Or we wanna go
I just
Emmy
love
first?
this game. I'm going to get a lot of pieces from it. David Njoku from Cleveland.
Man, he looked great last week. I forgot about him.
Yeah.
Yep, he
I'm
looked
glad
good.
we got him mentioned this week. He looked
Yeah.
great
He looked
last
great.
week.
He looked like the $50 million tight end that they signed.
He really did
really
look
did.
good. You got a tight end you like, Emmy?
Yeah, Zach Ertz is my first choice, but the David and Joe.
Oh, that was your second?
I mean,
Nice.
kind of simpatico this week.
Yes.
So we're on the line.
You got a
with
lot
the
of good
same
names
picks.
in there, too.
Yeah.
Uh,
Ertz has been
Can I
good.
say something real quick?
Sure. You
I
always.
I do kind of miss the "you like to get high" comment.
I-
Now that it's gone, now that it's not there, I'm like,
Instead, we get this. We get your laugh track. That's my 11 seconds of pure laughter. Is much better than you get high. Yeah, I get high.
it's
I forgot
there's an
about
empty
that
spot in
one.
my heart right now for some reason.
Well, I like the new sounds. This one, that's breaking of the glass with the explosion. It's not just an explosion. Things got blown up when that shit went off. There was right.
Yeah.
It wasn't just
Let's
explosion.
let this PG-13.
Oh, sorry, kids.
Yeah,
sorry,
yeah,
sorry.
Don't cuss, kids.
Okay, are we ready to get out of here, everybody?
Yes.
Yep.
Get on to our other jobs. Good
just-
luck, everybody.
Hit the
Be
button.
excited to. I'm gonna hit it. We'll be excited. Here,
Good.
I'll talk over it. Excited to do a little better this week. So, good job, RU Hockey, for being in first. Good job, Toby. Good job. I think Guardy's in the top 5. So we're coming for you, though, right, guys?
Oh yeah.
Right,
Sure.
Emmy?
We're not getting last
Oh,
this
yeah.
week.
We're better than Guardy, right, Emmy?
Yes. Duh.
Guaranteed.
Okay, see you guys.
See ya.